when you get up close, just as with any impressionist picture, you see the process. You get back, you see a picture. You get really more bang for your buck.
Right. As long as somebody can have a walk.
This makes me want to think about nightlife that we know we have a lot of here. I mentioned the first time I did the video when I wasn't aware that it was not on, that if any of you have been to Chicago to see the Syrah afternoon on the Isle of La Grande Jatte, you are familiar with the people on the beach walking, the little monkey with the curled tail, but it's all of dots. It's very scientifically painted with color and value. And what Mr. Reid has done here is use several types of stitches and weaving and recycling magazine articles. Professor Mame Jackson mentioned that that was a very important part of this, and that she wants to go home and then start doing this. I can tell you, I want to do that also. Here's something a little bit more specific. And you can get up close and identify maybe personages, ads, editorial articles, fashion, bubbles. Shirley, I did it again. I had 10 minutes of this. It wasn't on. It wasn't on. Mame was on here. I gotta get Mame do some more. Yeah. Well, she's right there. But that's okay because it makes me look at more.
How you doing? Thank you.
This has got to be like 30 feet long. $400 individual collages. Is this area of blue, does that represent the Detroit River?
The bag matches the painting.
Oh my goodness. The bag matches the painting. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine now that my camera's on. Mame, I need your help, dear.
Give you a hug.
Well, give me a hug. Mame, when we were talking, the video was not rolling. So can you just give me, this is Professor Mame Jackson, can you just give our audience a little bit more of your insight into this?
Well, I'd be glad to give you a try at that, Gil.
Yeah, anything you can say, it would be.
You know, I think this piece is amazing in various ways. The first thing I was struck by was just the scale of this.
The scale, that's right.
We didn't. Scale. It is huge, and it's made of small pieces, small recycled pieces of magazine woven together, creating an image that you can read figuratively. It's really pleasant in terms of abstract form and form. But one of the things that really struck me about it was its theme, as Senghor explained it, from the film, the title of the film, 400 Blows.
400 Blows by Truffaut.
Yeah, which, as Senghor was talking about, it is the story of a small boy coming of age and contemplating his future. And in this is a theme about the city, about Detroit, contemplating its future too. And
that's good.
Many, many pieces that go to making up that future, and how, in a way, fuzzy that future is. We can't really see it in clear terms, but we can kind of see it, and we all bring to it a bit of a different vision. So there are lots of perspectives as you look at something as pixelated and as complex as this. But it's made of recycled magazines, recycled, woven together magazines. So it's made out of what exists and what is kind of ordinary. But what it is doing is creating out of that ordinary something that is much larger than any of the parts. So the recycling of simple materials really has a metaphor, I think, that speaks to the recycling of a city. That we need to work with the parts that we have. We need to literally weave them together, as Senghor has with this. It requires all of us. It's not a solitary process. It's not a single vision, but it's something that comes from the collaboration of many, many visions. And weaving is a good metaphor for that.
It totally is. Oh man, thank you so much. That is perfect.
Great.
Because I guess that when you first see it, you may say, well, it's large. You say that. You don't know that right away it's the skyline of Detroit, but then that becomes revealed to you. And it's great because there are so many aspects of this society, of this culture, of our society and our culture here in Detroit that is such a tapestry, a wonderful tapestry to pay attention to. Like the sky now, the skyscrapers, I thought at first that was like the sun or the supermoon that's going to be tonight, but it's also the fireworks.
Oh yeah, right.
The fireworks that we celebrate in a few weeks, really. It's just full of things, and the metaphorical aspects of all of this allows everybody to participate and create their own narrative. I am so pleased. Well, thank you too. So now I'm going to get the artist to speak a little bit about his pieces. And he might talk about, are there different kinds of basket weaves, or I know that some of them are larger pieces as opposed to smaller components. So maybe he can talk a little bit about that. Oh, look at this. That is awesome. Oh wait, is he? Oh, he's. I'm gonna catch him. How are you?
Whoa. Oh, here's the camera. Hi.
Oh, hi, Oliver and the baby. I saw you at another show. Artist Senghor Reid, can you say a few things? Because unfortunately, the first time we talked, the video was not on.
Oh.
As I am not as good as, what is it, my favorite examples of Spielberg or Truffaut or you, I very often forget to turn on my machine. So tell us a little bit about what you were considering.
Okay, I walked into a co-teacher at Cass Technical High School. I walked into her room, into her fibers class, and her students were weaving paper. Taking pages out of magazines, matching them up, and weaving them together. And immediately, an entire vision, a large vision, it struck that moment. And so I just started weaving paper together. I started a year ago. And so here we are.
Here we are. So this is over a year. Yeah, and you said there's 400 separate
Yeah, my goal was to do at least 400 different weavings, and I ended up doing more like 600.
Oh my.
And so yeah, there are at least 400 on this in this work.
Well, I'll let you get back to your public, but I want to ask you one more question about the actual weaving styles. Like I see that this is kind of curved, but this is straight. Did you use different weaving styles? Did you have to research?
Yes.
That?
Actually, my assistant on this project was the artist Helena Cassels.
Where is she?
And I think she left already.
Oh.
So she started bringing in the element of adding designs into the paper weaving. So.
Well, that's great. This is, I don't want to go too fast because I get criticized for making people sick. But I have to see, how did you do this? Where the gold bars stayed there.
I had to find two sheets, two ads from different magazines and put them together. So before I wove the paper together, I had to tear pages out and organize them, catalog them, and then begin to match them up.
That is incredible. Chanel, jewelry.
Yeah, so in here you can see faces, media.
Oh, and you start looking for it.
Right.
How am I going to document this? This is impossible. I mean, I take pictures.
Yeah, I've been trying to think about the same thing.
Well, I had no idea. I saw your announcement. I had no idea what this was going to be made of.
Surprise.
Oh, it was a total surprise because I thought, were you going to be performing? Were you going to be making a film yourself? Because I know that you make films. Mm-hmm. And I just said, wow. We turned the corner. I said, oh my goodness. And I started thinking about the Impressionists, the Expressionists, Seurat, Monet, any artist who takes reality and then chops it up and makes us look at it again.
Yes.
This is amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. So now, are you still working on this kind of series or this kind of work, or?
Not necessarily. I actually haven't had a chance to even think about that. I would like for this work to travel. I'd love for it to travel to other community centers and other communities in Detroit and around the country and the world. So
That is what should happen.
yes.
This should be seen by all.
It is a work that I want to be in communities where people can have access to it.
Oh, wow.
I never, although who knows, it could end up in a gallery or museum, but I want this I want this to be in centers before it gets to that point.
Right. Yeah.
Where there's everyday human activity.
Yeah.
And where people can be inspired, especially children.
Oh, definitely. I can see some young people looking at this and say, I can do that.
Right.
Why can't I do that? Mm-hmm. And I've got lots of magazines and I've got glue and I've got scissors. I can do this. That's the thing we want them to say.
Yes.
I can do this.
Yes. It is possible.
Yes. I am so pleased with this because every time I look, I see something.
See something new.
Well, everyone. Oh, there's some hair in here. Well, everyone. Okay, this is the first stop that we have today. I am going to do some stills. They will all be on Facebook. I'll do as many as I can. I won't take 400 because if I take them all, then you won't come here and see this. You've got to come to the Northwest Activity Center on Myers, northwest side of Detroit. Come here and see the 400 Blows by Senghor Reid, artist, Kresge Fellow,